Hello everyone and welcome back to Randman's Bangin' Bites. And today's edition is chicken shawarma. My name is Randy, I'm the Randman, and I make bangin' food. Now, the reason I decided to make these cooking videos is to show you, the home cook, how even you can make outrageous, consistently bangin' food each and every time. It's very easy. You just follow my simple 4-step process that I'll go through with you, and it makes it super easy. First thing you do when you come into the kitchen is you want to wash your hands. It's very important. I don't use gloves when I cook, so I like to keep my hands very clean. There is a lot of bacteria that people don't realize, so we want to go ahead and do that. Now, my 4-step process is very simple. The first thing is, number one, you want to use fresh ingredients. Always fresh ingredients. It's very important. Things just taste better. Number two is you want to follow a recipe. It's very important, especially if you can't remember each and everything that goes in. Me, I'm a little burnt. I can't remember everything that goes in every recipe, so I always check with the recipe and just ask my phone to show me chicken shawarma recipes. And I was able to find something I liked with the ingredients I had on hand. Number two, or number three rather, is to get all of your ingredients pre-measured and set out. The French have a phrase for this. It's called mise en place. And forgive me if I say that wrong, but what it means is to get everything prepared ahead of time, so it makes it very easy. And fourth and finally is keep your area clean. So come on over. I'm going to show you what I've got set up here for the chicken shawarma. Bring that in a little closer there, Debbie. What we have is chicken thighs. This is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. What I have here is a half a cup of olive oil. We're going to go ahead and put that in. And that's in the ingredients that we're going to need to make the marinade for the chicken shawarma. So I'm going to start with a few things here. Let me get a little spoon so I can get this stuff out. As you can see, I've got everything that I'm going to need for this pre-set up. It's 9 separate different things, so this makes it so much easier. First, a half a cup of oil. Now this is 6 cloves of garlic that I've minced up finely. And next, I have 2 teaspoons of fresh cracked black pepper. We have 1 tablespoon, or teaspoon, I'm sorry, of salt rather. This is 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. It brings a real nice smoky flavor to it, as well as the color and the redness. So we want to get that in as well. This is ground coriander, 1 teaspoon. This is cumin, 2 teaspoons. We have a half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, and that gives it the color and just a really nice warm flavor. A pinch of ground cinnamon, a pinch of cayenne pepper, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. And again, you put in as many of those as you like to make it hot. So you see how easy it was to where I just followed the ingredients that I had set out ahead of time. Now, it also calls for a half of the juice of 1 full lemon. So let's go ahead, and the way that I like to do the lemon is just squeeze over my hand so to catch any seeds that may come in. As you can see, the seeds catch in, the juice runs right through. It's really easy, and you want to get as much of the juice out as possible. So basically, all we're doing now is we're making the marinade for this chicken shawarma. And you see, it's only taking a minute. As long as you pre-measure the ingredients using fresh stuff. I mean, let's face it here, this is simply going to be chicken, fresh spices, some oil, and lemon. So we're not going real crazy with it. So we want to put those to the side, and then we just want to give this a gentle whisk. Or not gentle, you want to whisk it really good. You want to get everything combined. So once you get everything all mixed up, we're going to put this to the side to keep it clean. This is the chicken thighs. I've got 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs in these. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this marinade right in. And once you've got it all in there, very easily you just put it together, close up the Ziploc bag, squeeze out any air, and then you mush it together. And you use your hands and you mush it. This is the best way to get the flavor infused into every part of it. I see I've got a little bit of air left over, so we're going to go ahead and just squeeze that out. And there you go. I'm going to put this into the refrigerator for probably 4 hours. You can go overnight if you like, but 4 hours I think is sufficient for this. And by the time this is ready, I'm going to show you a quick technique to grill it, a great yogurt sauce that goes with it, and I promise one thing, this will be banging. Hey everybody, welcome back to the chicken shawarma edition of Randman's Bangin' Bites. The chicken has been marinating for a couple of hours now. Once again, anytime you leave the kitchen, you want to make sure that you give your hands a good washing. Because I like to use my hands when I cook, and we just want to make sure everything's perfectly clean. So, okay, what I'm making here, and what you'll see I've done, is the chicken's been marinating for 2.5 hours now. I've taken it out of the fridge, and as you can see, it's really gotten in there. I'm letting this get to room temperature because I'm going to cook it within the next half hour or so. So in the meantime, I'm going to make a delicious yogurt garlic lemon sauce that goes with it. So what I have here is 1 cup of whole fat Greek yogurt. This is not one of the places where you want to skimp and go with the light or the non-fat. You want the fat because you want it to hold together. This is going to be a nice creamy sauce. So what it calls for is, first of all, it calls for having a couple of cloves of garlic. And again, this is minced up finely, and we want to get all of that in there. As you can tell, this is a garlic heavy dish, and it's one of the things that makes it taste so good. Once it gets into the sauce and mellows a little bit, you get the cool, the good bite of the garlic, but it's not so spicy or so harsh. So I've put 2 cloves of garlic. I put a teaspoon of cumin into the sauce, because that's what the flavors are with this. You want to keep everything going in the same type of flavor profile. It calls for a squeeze of lemon. So I've got a half a lemon here that I'm just going to juice directly in. And it doesn't look like I'm getting any seeds this time, so we just want to get all of that lemon juice in there. There we go. And we clean as we go, so we'll get rid of that and get this over here. And then again, salt and pepper to taste. So I've got a good bit of salt in there. Remember, that's plain yogurt. And this is the fresh peppercorn. And I guess I'll give that, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 turns. Looks like there's plenty in there. Put everything back away. There you go. And now we're just going to mix this up. Now I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and get this into the refrigerator. I'm going to let this sit at room temperature for a half an hour or so. And when we come back, we will be grilling chicken shawarma indoors. Be right back. So it's chicken shawarma, and now it's time to grill the chicken. Now take a look at this, Debbie. This is an important feature I have. This is a cast iron grill pan. I live in a condo. I don't have the luxury of going out onto my back porch and throwing it on the grill. If you have a grill on your back porch, do it that way. However, this is the next best thing, and I promise. So what I've done with this cast iron grill pan is I've heated it up. It takes a good 7 to 10 minutes or so for it to heat up. I've greased it nicely with oil, and now what I want to do is I want to get this chicken cooking. Takes about 6 minutes aside, and you can see that pan is screaming hot. So you just want to get those in there, and I'm using a separate fork because every time that you touch anything that has chicken on it, wow, look at that. You want to make sure, and now I'm going to set the timer, very important. Watch this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that on this grill pan at medium-high temperature, that it takes about 6 minutes to cook. The pan has to be screaming hot. And what I'm getting right now, I wish this was smell-o-vision because the smells are outrageous. I can smell the warm spices of the smoky paprika. I can smell the cumin in there. It's very, very nice and quite appetizing. My mouth is watering right now. So I'm going to do a couple of batches but this is going to go for 6 minutes, and the important thing is, don't touch it. Leave it. Do not touch that. It's going to be, you're going to believe that you're going to have to touch it or turn it or move it, but don't. This is going to go for 6 minutes. I'm going to flip it for another 6 minutes, and it's going to be perfect. But take a look at that. The way these grill grates, I found this to be, I've made thousands of chicken thighs in this pan. And let me tell you, you cannot tell that it's not outdoor cooking. If I had a grill, again, throw it on the grill between medium and medium high, 6 minutes aside, and then we'll be ready to go from there. So it's been almost 6 minutes that the chicken is cooked on the first side. There's about 30 seconds left, and with this grill pan, it's just like cooking on the grill. So I highly recommend that you put some cast iron pans into your repertoire. There it is, the beef. We've been at 6 minutes, so I just wanted to show you that how easily everything comes off. And wow, look at that char. That's exactly what I'm looking for, as if I were to have done it on the grill. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 6 minutes for the second time. And believe me, you think that another 6 minutes, whoa, that's going to overcook. You know, if you're ever in doubt when it comes to cooking meat, whether it's chicken, whether it's beef, whether it's fish, no matter what it is, the important thing is not what the time in the recipe says, but what the internal temperature of the meat is. I frequently use meat probes whenever I'm doing any kind of roast, or I want to make sure that food is cooked enough. But the important thing is that it gets to that 165. With shawarma, they do it like they do gyros. They stack the chicken thighs up on a spit, and it turns around like the gyro machine and cooks, and they carve the outside crunchy pieces, and that's what you get in your shawarma. So this is going to mimic that perfectly. And, you know, I just have to tell you, if we had smell-o-vision, you would be out of your mind like I am. This smells so good, and that's what we're looking for. Cast iron will never let you down. It's been 6 minutes almost on the second side here, so we're getting ready to take it off. I've washed my hands again. I washed the utensils I'm using. This touch raw chicken, it's important. Anytime you touch raw chicken, clean everything that touched it, period, end of story, antibacterial, you gotta do it. So we're down to 30 seconds on this, and as you can see, this has really developed a lot of color. Zoom in on that, Debbie, and get the juices that are in this chicken thigh. It's absolutely delightful. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, I'm going to put it on a plate, and I'm going to let it rest for 10 minutes. It's very important you rest the meat. All of the juices inside of that meat are boiling right now. If you were to cut that thing open, it's just going to leak out everywhere. Let it rest, it redistributes all of the juices, it makes it much better. So here we go, and wow, look at that. That's a perfect char, exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off the heat. I'm going to go ahead and take that grill off the heat so it doesn't get so smoky. I'm going to tent that with a little bit of tin foil, and that's going to sit for 10 minutes. And when we come back, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to plate it. We'll have a taste together, but I promise it will be banging. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a dollop of my yogurt sauce that we made earlier. I'm going to add a little bit of some fresh shredded lettuce here as kind of a bed. We've also, oops, there went one that got away. Let's get him and into the garbage. Goodbye, little cucumber. Okay, so we're going to put a little fresh cucumber on there, a little fresh tomatoes, and some fresh onion, and put them more towards the top. Now we're just going to go ahead, and I like to use my hands. Again, I've washed my hands. Everything is very clean. And get this right on top. Oh my God, this smells so good. My mouth is watering. So we've got it built up, almost like a taco or a gyro. I'm going to hit it with another dollop of this special cumin, lemon, yogurt, garlic sauce. And I'm just going to try to wrap it up a little bit. You can see I put a little piece of tin foil underneath. And that's going to help it when I go to fold it up so that it stays together. So that's what we have there, folks. There's a chicken shawarma flour tortilla